देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात देशतारिणे जगद्गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की श्री पुरुषोत्तम मास की। हरे कृष्णा। आज
Hare Krishna. Today, on this Param Ekadashi's auspicious day, we are almost on the last leg of this Purushottam month, and this is the last Ekadashi of this month, that is the Param Ekadashi. And in this pious and auspicious Param Ekadashi, we all gathered together and offered tulsi leaves at the lotus feet of Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to our scriptures, it is very auspicious. So, worshipping Tulsi Ji is auspicious, and to offer it to the Lord is even more auspicious. And on that, Tulsi Ji on the lotus feet of the Lord, and that too in the Purushottam month, and that too on an Ekadashi day of the Purushottam month. So how many times, many folds, it will be glorious and pious, auspicious. So you all might be aware, but let me just remind you, this is the same Tulsi by whose mercy it is said, if we offer just little water and even just a Tulsi leaf and the lotus feet of the Lord, then the Lord becomes so indebted that he sells himself for the devotee. And the similar Tulsi leaves were offered by Advaita Acharya to manifest Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on this material earth. So on this auspicious day, we got this great opportunity, like all of you. We didn't have that much amount of Tulsi that we couldn't offer, but by just looking at that, we have enjoyed looking at the mellows by all of you. So I'm really grateful to all of you that you keep so much of our word, and you appreciate and you participate in all these occasions with so much faith. So I'm really thankful to all of you. So we have been listening to the glories of the Purushottam month from Padma Puran, and so far we have discussed 19th chapter, and today we are going to speak on the 20th chapter of the same. So far we have heard that how this Sudeva Brahmana was given a benediction, and then Valmiki ji left, who has created or compiled Ramayana. So Dridhanva was being spoken to by Valmiki ji, and Valmiki Rishi tells that the two questions that you had, that how you got so much opulence in your life and bliss because you have observed this Purushottam month. And secondly, during the hunting, you found a parrot, and who was he and what was he saying? So, oh Dridhanva, that parrot was the son of your previous birth, Shukdev, and he was giving you counsel, advice on detachment that, oh, my father, you have done so much in your life. You have followed all your responsibilities, and now they're almost over. So now you should just do one thing, that is to perform devotional service towards the Lord. So this all was told by Dridhanva to Dridhanva by Valmiki Rishi, and Valmiki Rishi also left. So once Valmiki Rishi left, so what does King Dridhanva do? It is mentioned in the 20th chapter of Padma Puran while singing the glories of Purushottam month in Padma Puran. So there was a question by Shaunakadi sages. So after the council of Narad and after Narad Muni left, what did Lord Badrayan, that is Vyasadev, do? So here also there is a question that once Valmiki Rishi left, what did Dridhanva do? So these questions are asked because we we get great sages in our life like Narad Muni and Valmiki, and they give us a great counsel, and they leave, but we remain same without doing anything or without any change in our consciousness. So it is like we went so many holy pilgrimages, yet we were the same because our previous condition, due to our previous conditioning, we are unable to change ourselves. Although, even if we find a great sage or a saint or a spiritual master like Narad Muni or Valmiki, so here from the pages of history, we need to learn that till the point we had ignorance in our life and we had been following wrong path, etc. But now, by the mercy of the Lord, when we have found a spiritual master and we have got some knowledge, then we should understand and we should try to improvise on ourselves. And what is the fruit of meeting a great sage or a saintly soul? I'm talking about a great sage or a pure, exalted, stalwart saint, devotee of the Lord. So, as we were discussing the Pratham Bhakti Kara Sadhu Sangha, so Sant Sangha, so what kind of saint? So, if you meet such a saint, then you will find two changes in your life. The fruit or benefit of meeting a great saintly soul or a stalwart devotee of the Lord is that we get detached from this material world and we get attached to the holy feet or the lotus feet of the Lord. So if you meet a great sage, whether he speaks to you or not, by just sitting next to him, the vibration or the essence that we get an understanding that enough is enough, and if he speaks anything, then that is like more fortunate for us. But the benefit of associating with such a saint is that we get detached from this material world and we get attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. So today, King Dhandradva has got an association of a great sage like Valmiki Rishi, and he became detached from this material world and got attached to the lotus feet of the Lord. Therefore, he thinks in his heart. What does he think or contemplates is being spoken by Sut Goswami to Shaunak, etc. sages.
तस्य माहात्म्यं महाश्चर्योत्तरं परं किमेतन्मुनिनामह्यं ध्वान्तोधो दारित क्षणा ओह अहो
Oh,
माने ओह अफसोस कर रहे हैं।
so he is regretting by this word. Oh,
बड़े अफसोस के साथ सोच रहे हैं
so with deep regret, Dhanva is thinking
का महात्म्य तो देखो
that look at the glories, benedictions of this Purushottam month, the benevolence of this month. So Valmiki Rishi has spoken such a great opulence of this month,
आश्चर्य तरम परम
Maha Ashcharya
मास का जो महात्म्य
Param.
है ये
So the glories or benevolence of this month is not amazing. It is the highest amazement of all. It is the greatest amazement. So the glory is what Valmiki Rishi has told to me or spoken to me. If you just perform little austerity in this month, then in a moment, all your pap or evil deeds will be atoned or destroyed in a moment's time.
यदि पुरुषोत्तम मास में थोड़ा भी भजन करेंगे। महाराज दृढ़धनवा अफसोस करते
King
हुए
Dradhanva regrets and says, Digmam.
किसी साधु से मिलने के बाद ऐसे
So
विचार आने चाहिए
he says that
कि यार
I should be ashamed of myself.
कहाँ ये साधु कहाँ इनकी
And
शिक्षा
when
कहाँ
we
इनके
meet a great
विचार इनका
sage
जीवन
or a saint, then we
जैसे
should have this
दिग्माम धिक्कार
feeling that
करके
we
हो
are
क्षया मुड्ढ मैं इतना मूढ़ हूँ
worthless and we are
कि
so
अभी भी
foolish
मेरे जीवन में
that
लोगों को
still in
भोगने की
our
इच्छा
life
है
we still have desire to enjoy
दिग्माम
the
करके
material
क्षया मुड्ढ
senses. That is what he is thinking, and that is what we should think
मैं
as well
का कीड़ा
if we
रह
meet
गया
a saint.
मेरे जैसा
That
लंपट इस दुनिया में कोई नहीं लंपट जानते
there
हो
wouldn't be anything
भंवरे को
as
लंपट
debauch
कहते हैं
like me.
भंवरा कमल का
So a
लंपट
bumblebee is
माने भंवरा
referred to
कमल से
as
इतना
a
आसक्त
debauch.
होता है इतना
So
आसक्त
he is
होता
so
है वो जानता है
attached
कि
to the
कमल
lotus.
बंद होने
He
वाला
knows that
संध्या
when the
समय हो
lotus is
जाएगा
going to close
तो
in the evening,
बंद हो
the
जाएगा
sun will
ये
set
बंद कमल
and the
मेरे
lotus will
प्राण
close
त्याग
its petals,
देंगे
and
लेकिन
I will
भगवान
leave my
अपने
body, I'll
को
have to die.
भोगने के लिए
But yet
प्राणों
he
की
is so
परवाह नहीं करता
engrossed in enjoying his
इसलिए
senses that
उसको लंपट
he
कहते
doesn't
हैं
care even if he dies.
इस
That
संसार
is
में
why he
अनेक
is
लोग
considered as
ऐसे
a
भोगों में
debauch.
फंसे हुए हैं कि
Similarly,
ऐसे भोग भोगने के
people
लिए
are
अपने
so much
प्राण की
entangled
परवाह नहीं करते क्या शराब
in
पीने वाले नहीं
these
जानते कि उनका
sense
जीवन
enjoyment and sense
कैसा
gratification
होगा
that they
नहीं
don't care about the life.
कि
So
भोग
those
होगा
people who drink or they
भगवान
smoke,
की
don't they
परवाह किए
know
बिना भी भोगों
that
को
it
भोगता
will be harmful
ये
for them?
लंपटता
So
है
although you are aware that
और
it will
दृढ़धनवा
be
राजा इसे तो काम का कीड़ा
detrimental
समझते
for
हैं
your health,
काम
you
क्रीडासु
still
लंपटम
are doing that. That is a sign
बड़ा
of
अफसोस करते
debauchery.
हुए कहते हैं कि
So
ओह
King
मैं
Dardhanva is
जैसा
regretting,
मैं
oh
जैसा
my God,
लंपट काम का कीड़ा इस दुनिया में
how
कहीं नहीं होगा
debauched I am, how much
पत्नी
I
के
have been
पवित्र होने
attached
से
to
कितने
sense
भोगों में फंसा
gratification.
हुआ हूँ
I
मैं
have
जैसा
wasted
मनुष्य
my whole life in enjoying my
अर्थात
senses.
उत्तम
There
शूद्रम
couldn't be
स्त्रीणाम
anyone
क्रीडामृतम
greater fool than me.
मैं इतना अज्ञान में फंसा हुआ हूँ
I have been so
कि मैं
entangled
स्त्री
in
के
this
हाथों का
ignorance
कीड़ा
that
मृगम खलम
I became a
मैं
toy
कीड़ा
in the
बनकर रह
hands
गया
of
हूँ
a woman.
इस स्थावर जंगम जगत में
In
कुछ भी
this
स्थायी नहीं है और ऐसे
temporary material
असंसार
world,
जगत
nothing
में
is permanent.
मैं
And in this
पोजीशन
temporary
बनाकर मेहनत
earth,
कर रहा था
I have been working to
मैं जो
maintain my
राज्य
position.
जीतना चाहता था धन संपत्ति एकत्रित करना चाहता था
Whatever
लेकिन ये
kingdom
सब
and
क्या
wealth I
स्थायी
wanted to
है
accumulate it, I was doing it. But everything is
भाई इस
permanent,
अस्थाई
is
जगत में
temporary.
अस्थाई
And in this
वस्तु को
temporary
चुराकर
world,
इस ब्रह्मांड
to
के
accumulate
आधार
all these
भगवान
temporary
विष्णु का
things,
मैंने आराधन नहीं किया
and I forgot
मैंने प्रभु
about
की स्तुति
worshipping
नहीं
the
की
Lord. I didn't perform
बस
any
मैं
devotional
पैसे
service
बढ़ाने
towards
में
the Lord.
फंसा गया
I just cared about the
मैं
increasing my
मेहनत
bank
नहीं कर
balance,
पाया
but I never worked hard to accumulate the wealth
अब
of devotion.
चिंता रूपी सागर
Now
मुझे व्याकुल कर रही है
I'm
मेरे
getting
इस चिंता
distressed
को
and my heart is being burned, that how for so much time I got so much attached to all this material enjoyment, and I got entangled in this material family and world. And now this is the last hour of my life, so I should perform devotional service of the Lord. I should remember the Lord, but I am so entangled to this world. He adds further,
मगलितं पलितममुण्डम् दशनविहीनं जातं तुण्डं वृद्धो याति गृहीत्वा दण्डं तदपि न मुच्यति आशा पिण्डं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढ़मते। अंगम गलितम, मेरे अंग गल गए।
Adi Shankar. So he says that my limbs are getting destroyed, and I have lost all my hair, my teeth have fallen, and all these cheeks have gone inside. I have become so old that I have to carry a stick. This is what Lord Adi Shankaracharya is writing in Bhaj Govindam Bhajan. So he says that my teeth have fallen, my hair have fallen, and I am so old that now I have to walk with a stick. Yet, tadapina muchyati asha pindam. Still, this material energy of the Lord, or the external potency of the Lord, is still established in my heart. I still have hope to enjoy.
निवसति देहे तावत् पृच्छति कुशलम गेहे गतवति वायो देहापाये भार्या बिभ्यति तस्मिन् काये भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दम मूढ़मते। सो भज गोविन्दम मूढ़मते।
So, Bhaj Govindam. Oh, foolish person. So, Dhradhanva is thinking, Yavat Pavano Nivasati Dehe. So, Vayu is the life air, a pran. So, till this life air is present in the body, till that point, people will ask for your well-being. They will just ask that until or up till the point you have the life air in your body.
गतवती वायो देहा पाए, जब इस देह से वायु निकल जाएगी प्राण।
But when there won't be any life air, or when the soul has left this body and we will become lifeless, then forget about others, but the wife with you, you enjoy and you work, even she will get scared and run away from you. So the wife who has loved you and served you throughout your life, she will also be scared and run away. She will also get distressed. Now that he's dead, now we should cremate, otherwise he will become a ghost. So for such body, I have worked so hard and I haven't remembered the Lord. Further, he adds,
को हम कुत आयात कामे जननी को में तात इति परिभावय सर्वमसारं विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारम् कस्त्वं को हम कुत आयाता। अरे मैं कौन हूं, मैं कहां
Kastva
से
koham kut ayat. So who am I? From where I have came? Ko me janani ko meta. Whose father or mother am I? Who belongs to whom in this material world? Iti paribhavaya sarvam asaram. So they all are the relationships for 10, 50 years. Who will become who and who will be who? Nobody knows. So this is the game of just 50, 100 years. After death, who is whose father or who is whose son? So this life is like a dream. When we sleep it down and we dream that I became a king of a, and I became this and that, but that dream is only for 2, 3 hours. As you open your eyes, everything gets destroyed. So the dream is for 2, 3 hours, but the illusion of this world is for not more than 100 years. So we should not live in illusion, but we should live our life in reality. And just thinking that Sut Goswami thinks iti nishchaya means he decided Bhupala, that is the king or who takes care of the earth. So he decided or took a firm decision. And what he decided was very good, that I liked very much. And what he did was he decided it, that he discussed it with his wife, that I always say that in life, if you want to take great decisions, then if you are a child, then you should ask your parents. If you're married, then you should ask your life partner. Even the wife doesn't know, and he has left for the forest. At least the big decisions, not every. I should leave for the office. Shall I go to temple? So these are not to be asked, but at least the life-changing decisions of your life should always be discussed with your wife or your life partner. So King Dradhanva, his wife Gunsundari, so he started talking to her. And what does he says? He says, "Oh, beloved, oh dear." So just let me know, how old is Dradhanva? So he almost had 3 sons and they all have been married. So it will be 78. So imagine how old will be Gunsundari Mataji. She also might be 80, 90. So at that time, they are addressed as mother, but he is addressing her as beloved. So he is teaching us that no matter how old you are, but you should address your spouse in this manner. This Bahutaram Kalam. So a lot of time in my life has been passed, and living with you, I have enjoyed so many material opulences, but now idanimasmi samprito mama anugyatu armasi. But I just want to wind up here. I just want to leave everything and go to the forest and perform unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord, oh my beloved wife. So please give me permission to leave. Shall I leave? Iti Uktava Rajendra. So when King Dhardhanva told this to his wife, that I just want to perform devotional service to the Lord, Kinchit Upeyushi. So his wife replied that I have worked so hard and have always been with you, and now you want to leave me. I won't be able to survive without you. I won't be able to sustain myself without you. As Mother Sita has told Lord Ram that I cannot live without my spouse. So how will I live? How will I stay? And King Dhardhanva said, stop crying. You won't be able to live without me. So my decision is firm that I want to go forest to perform austerity and devotional service. So if you want to accompany me, then you can accompany me as well. As Shatrupa was accompanied by her husband and they performed great austerity there. So, oh, my beloved, if you come with me. So, exactly after 8 days, the Purushottam month is coming. So, ours is about conclusion. Hardly 8 days are left, but for him, 8 days are left. So, Madhusudana Prabhu was right that we should have told this previously. So, he says that after 8 days there will be Purushottam, and we will go to the forest and we will perform great unalloyed devotional service towards the Lord. And immediately King Dhardhanva, who had 4 sons, called her eldest son. In midst of assembly, he coronated him and he was announced the king. And then King Dhranva, with his wife Gunasundari, he went towards the north direction. So what is there in the north? That is Ganga, Bhagirathi, Haridwar, etc. So they walked and they reached on the wharfs of Mother Ganga, and Sut Goswami says or adds, on the banks of river Ganga, they constantly chanting the holy names of the Lord and performing devotional service, and doing this, the king Dhardhanva in the month of Purushottam, and by the benediction or glories of Purushottam, by performing austerity in this month, he became or he attained the abode of the Lord. He attained the lotus feet of the Lord. So Sut Goswami is giving a conclusion by adding, he says, "Oh, great sages like Shaunak, etc., with my small mouth, how can I define the magnificence of this month? How can I describe? Because I just have one tongue." So Suji says that to sing the glories of Purushottam, one tongue is not enough. With just one mouth or one tongue, how can I describe the benevolence of this great month? There is no other month in comparison to Purushottam, and there is none that has been seen or one which could be seen in the future. Satyam, Satyam, this is the truth that I am speaking. He's stressing upon this word Satyam to stress on that word truthful. He adds further, from the glories of Purushottam, you get unlimited happiness And after death also, you will get the eternal abode of the Lord. In this month, if you venerate the Lord, then all your distresses will be destroyed. And if you think that this Purushottam month is good, and we know the glories of this month, and if we perform devotional service, that is great, but by any other means or way, if you do some austerity or piety, so even if you are doing any austerity, being unaware of the glories of this month, and yet someone takes a dip or performs austerity or charity, so if someone performs piety in this time, then koti janma krita aneka kilipshu nikritam. So the sins accumulated through the millions and billions of lifetime will be destroyed in no time. At, at the end, he says, Te dhanya krit punyaste gyato ye Purushottama. Who are aware of the Purushottam, or who know that we should observe Purushottam, they are great. Why? Because even if just someone says the name of Purushottam month, which month is going on? This is Purushottam month. So by just taking the name of Purushottam month, Pavayatyagyam, so it purifies a person. Kimu dan jab adibhi. So if someone performs austerity, charity, or chant the holy names of the Lord, or offer the tulsi leaves and accepts the offer leaves, then how beneficial it will be. So if someone unknowingly just speaks the name of Purushottam, he can destroy all the accumulated sins of his life. So we should, if someone performs devotional service, knowing and doing it diligently, then what will be the result? You can't imagine. So a human is still knowledgeable, has some wisdom, but if a monkey with, in ignorance took a bath for 3 days constantly, so do you think that the monkeys take a trip daily? But there was one monkey in this Purushottam month, unknowingly, he just took a bath continuously and he got a great benediction. So a monkey doesn't know the glories of the Purushottam month, but he took the bath for 3 days and he got a great boon. So if a person knowing and performs devotional service, then why he will not get any benefit out of it? So when Sud Goswami said that unknowingly he took a bath for 3 days and he got a great fruit, then Shaunakji told that who is this? Who is this monkey? So please let us know about his pastime as well. So Sud Goswami says that I will surely tell that, but the chapter gets concluded here.
नाम विंशति अध्याय समाप्तः. So यहाँ पर व्यास जी ने 20वें अध्याय की समाप्ति कर दी.
Vyasdev concludes the 20th chapter, but in the 21st chapter, the pastime of this monkey will come. Who is this monkey? And by just taking bath for 3 days in this pious month, what benefit he got will be discussed in the next chapter. So in this manner, the pious Purushottam month And we are listening this pastime and benevolence of the Purushottam.
सो ऐसे पुरुषोत्तम मास में पटनी
So
परिवार
in
के
this Purushottam month, the Patni family has organized the Katha of Maryada Purushottam, that is the modesty personified. So let's take shelter of Mother Shabri and remember her who has addressed the Lord, and we will listen on that. The devotional service should be performed in a sequence. For example, the first devotional service that Lord Sri Ram has said or spoken about is Santan Sangha, and the second is Mam Katha Prasanga. So the sequence is being followed. After associating with the devotees, then we should listen to the pastime. So just listen. If he keeps listening first and the devotee association later, then this sequence will get disturbed. So he is giving this sequence.
ये संतों की संगति हो जाए तो उसके बाद क्या होता है? मम कथा प्रसंगा, मेरी कथा होती है.
So what happens is that only my katha happens.
गुरु के चरणों की सेवा, जैसे गीता में तद्विधि प्रणिपाते ना, है ना? तो इस प्रकार से ये क्रम, पहली भक्ति होगी तो दूसरी होगी.
So the first bhakti will be performed only, then the second will be performed, and it has to be followed sequentially, and both all of them are dependent or interdependent on each other. So the second limb of bhakti is dependent on one first limb of the bhakti. So I hope you all are understanding that the first is dependent, the second is dependent on the first, and third is dependent on second, so on and so forth. So this is the request of Lord Shri Ram or his advice. So we should follow it sequentially. And the second is, he wants to say that all of these are independent as well at the same time. So if a person employs only one devotional service, then he becomes beloved of the Lord. So there are two perspectives which Lord Ram has given. But whatever you follow, you should just do it. Either you want to do it sequentially, you can do it. If you want to do them independently, then you should do it. But doing or performing devotional service is of topmost importance. So last year, for 7 days constantly, we have heard and discussed in detail the pastimes of Mother Shabri, her character, and as you're aware that no matter how much we speak, still there is something that is missing. So there is one more thing that we can see, that in Mother Shabri, she has the completeness of devotional service in her life, but along with that, in Mother Shabri, you can see the divine transcendental yoga. So the glories of Mother Shabri are immense, and although we have heard for 7 days for 3 hours each day, but still it was still not discussed. So Ramji has met with how many sages and saints during his exile or in forest. So he just left all of them at one point of time. But once he met Shabri, neither Ramji left Shabri Mata nor Shabri Mata left him. in Aranyakan, during the exile, Lord Ramji meets or visits Bharadwaj Rishi's hermitage, and it is said that he stayed there for a day or two, and then he took permission and left him. So he stayed with the sage, but still he had this separation as well. So further, when he went, then he went to Valmiki Rishi's cottage. There he met him, and then again there was a separation. He left. Similarly, he left further, and the cottage of Sutikshnaji, there also he separated from him and went to Bharadwaj Rishi's hermitage. Then in Chitrakoot, he met Atri and Anasuya. There also Ramji stayed, but then he had this separation from them. But in case or in life of Shabri Mata or mother, in that same sequence, when he meets Mother Shabri or comes to her hermitage, there is no separation from her. There is no separation beyond there is no separation between these two. So she was so engrossed in having an audience with the Lord. And Tulsidas ji writes in this context, Mother Shabri got she didn't got separated from the Lord, but for Mother Shabri it is mentioned that she entered the Lord. You can see in this verse.
बिलो की हरि मुख हृदय पद पंकज धरे तजियोग पावक देह हरि पद लीन भई जहाँ नहीं फरे नर विविध कर्मय कर्म बहुमत शोक प्रद सब त्यागहूँ विश्वास करी कह दास तुलसी राम पद अनुराग हूँ. सो कही कथा सकल बिलो की हरि मुख हृदय पद पंकज धरे. राम जी शबरी के सामने नवधा भक्ति का वर्णन किए.
So he describes these 9 limbs of devotional service. He spoke something, and Shabri spoke something about her. And see the situation in case of Shabri Maya. Then everywhere he went, he left all the sages and went further. But she's sitting in front of the Lord, and in her heart, she has sustained the lotus feet of the Lord, and she left her body and Deha Hari Padlin. So her soul merged into the lotus feet of the Lord. And where did she went or go? Jahan nahi phire. That is a person, the place where nobody comes back. So she went to the eternal abode of the Lord, that is Saket Dham or Vaikuntha. And Goswamiji adds from his perspective that we should leave all types of religions and religious principles and just be attached to the lotus feet of Lord Sri Ram. Because a woman who resided in forest, who belonged to the lowest class, so she attained the eternal abode of the Lord, and you all are educated. So why you can't attain the lotus feet of the Lord by just performing devotional service? So in other hermitages and cottages, Ramji met the sages and he got separated from them. But when he reached Mother Shabri, then they were unified, or they merged, or she merged in him, in his lotus feet. So in this sequence of Ramayana, Ramji asks, "O Mother Shabri, where will I find my wife Shabri, my wife Sita?" So there is this pastime in the Ramayana. So he asked the Shabri, "Where can I find my wife?" So is this the place, right place to ask? She can't even see herself. She's so old, who is doesn't knows anything around her, and he's asking about Mother Sita from her. So he is giving this philosophical point here that all the sages and sages where I went, I had separated from them, but he united with Shabri. So she was aware to perform yoga. Therefore, if you want to meet Ram and Sita, then you should have mercy of Mother Shabri. So Ramji was in search of Mother Sita, and Shabriji told the address of uh, Shab- Sita ji, and they both met. So what is Mother Sita here? So Sita ji has been given different views by different scholars. So she has been addressed in Ramayana as Lakshmi Rupa and Shakti Rupa. And Adi Shankaracharya addresses her as Shanti Rupa, that is peace personified. And others have told that she is devotional service personified. So it's not only that Ramji just needs Sita. For him, it's his wife. But for us, she is personification of devotional service, and we need or require bhakti. Or for some, it could be the goddess of fortune, so everybody needs it as well. So for some, it could be peace personified, as Adi Shankaracharya has mentioned or addressed her. So someone needs peace and someone needs opulence. So she is the opulence of the Lord. So it's not only Lord Ram that he needs Sita ji, but we all need her in any form as mentioned. So Ramji has got the address of Mother Sita from Shabriji, and by mercy of Shabriji, they both Ramji met Sita ji. And if we also want devotional service, then we should take shelter of Mother Shabri, and by her mercy, we will be unified with our with devotional service. We will attain or unallied devotional service of the Lord. So this pastime can unite us with devotional service of the Lord. It provides us pure devotional service. So when Shabriji was expressing her humility, what a beautiful thing Ramji expressed, as we have heard it.
सुनो भामिनी बाता मानौ एक भगति करनाता जाति पाति कुल धर्म बड़ाई जाति पाति कुल धर्म बड़ाई धन बल परिजन गुण चतुराई। जब शबरी माता कहने लगी अरे मैं तो अधम जाति की हूँ, अधम
When Mother Shabri said that I am from a lower class and I am a woman, and when she was addressing herself as the downtrodden, fallen woman, then Lord Ram replies, "Oh Shabri, I am not concerned about the birth, class, or caste. I am only concerned, or I only care about unallied devotional service. And what does it implies? That devotional service is something. So we are discussing the 9 limbs of devotional service, and from this we can understand a philosophical point here, that uh, devotional service is a thing that where the caste, creed, color, class doesn't matter. So in devotional service, all of these don't matter, which are mentioned in the second line. And apart from devotional service, all other paths, everything else is very important. So the Karam Kand can be performed only by a Brahmana. So if you want to do or perform a yajna, you need a Brahmana. So that implies that it only a Brahmana can do that. It comes under his purview. So sometimes people think of Bhagavatam also as Karamkand, although it is pure devotional service. But those who think that this is a Karmakanda, they think that Bhagavatam should be spoken only by a Brahmana, and that is his qualif- responsibility, or is in his purview. But Bhagavatam is for everyone. It is the religion of the soul. So it implies that the devotional services glories are amplified under the character of Mother Shabri. That first and foremost, the question arises of qualification, that who is the person who is eligible for Gyan Marg, or the knowledge. And in Karmakand, it is well known by the whole world that only a Brahmana can perform a fire sacrifice. And in Dharma Marg, the subject is that this person is eligible and this is not. But only devotional service is one thing or a path where it doesn't cares about the caste, creed, color, anything, because it is a subject of love. Although Shabri has attained the Lord, even Lord was unaware of Shabri's name. So she attained the Lord. So what is the name of this Mother Shabri? You know, nobody knows. She was born in the Shabri clan. So this symbolizes her clan, but her exact name is not known by Goswami Tulsidas. And even I think even Ramji doesn't knows. But yet she attained the Lord. What does it implies? That Lord doesn't cares about our name or caste, creed. He doesn't care about them. The Lord only is concerned about unallied devotional service towards Him. That is important. So in this manner, bhakti is such a religious principle that where nobody has to have any eligibility, or nobody is unqualified. A kid or or an old person, young person, in any stage and any age, we can perform devotional service. So it is the greatest religion of all times. And if we remember Shabri and don't remember her berries, then that would be unjustified. So in her life, in the glories of Shabri, if we remember her berries, so all these things are unsaid. Who is Ram? If we call Krishna as Leela Purushottam, then what do we call Lord Ram as? He is Maryada Purushottam, or modesty personified. Krishna is pastime personified. So I want to reveal a secret. Please don't share it with anyone. Only then I will share it with you. Respectable Ram Kinkar, who was a great scholar of Ramayana, and he said a beautiful statement. He said, Ramji is modesty personified. In his whole life, Ramji has followed modesty. He has never let go of his principles, whether he went to Ayodhya or even Lanka as well. So his exile was, he was not supposed to go to any town, so he never entered Lanka. He just fought outside. So in his whole lifetime or pastime, he he didn't let go of his principles. But when he came to Mother Shabri's hermitage, he broke his principles. This is the glory, benevolence of Mother Shabri. Maryada Purushottam Ram, seeing the devotion of Mother Shabri, he broke his principles by eating the remnants of Mother Shabri's berries. Which would, as do you offer something that you have eaten to the Lord? For Lord, whatever we have to give is the one that we have not eaten. So this is the process. This is a rule and regulation that the food, the Lord should never be fed anything that has been tasted. So he is the modesty personified. So when she was offering these berries, so he could have said, but he broke his principles. Just imagine, just think how benevolent this Shabri is, how great she would have been, that the Lord who came here to teach us the principles and who kept it throughout his life, but in front of Mother Shabri, he broke it himself. So, how great she might be, we can't even imagine that Ramji had to let go of, of his principles. And it's not that, it's not that he did it in hiding or in secret. It was not like Sam. He did it in front of everyone. Therefore, in one Vinay Patrika 164 verse, if you want to understand Ramayana, then we need to understand this. So in Vinay Patrika, it is beautifully mentioned,
तब तह कह सबरी के फलने की रुचि माधुरी न पाई। ये गोस्वामी जी की विनय पत्रिका में वर्णन है।
Goswami ji mentioned in his Vinay Patrika, and he describes there that now that Shabri has been liberated and he went to Lanka and killed Ravana and came back with Mother Sita to Ayodhya. When Ramji was back and everything was auspicious, then if someone comes after a long time, then there is a get together and they invite for lunch or dinner or food. So once Ghar, that is home. So his home is great. And there are three prime mother. So Sumitra ji called him to eat. So although the verse is small, but it is very deep. So the first word is Ghar, that is home. So they have three homes. The home of Sumitra mother. So Ramji is younger, and Sumitra ji cooked benevolent meals, and he went there and ate. So let me teach you a philosophical point here. I'm just reminding you all are aware. So if you go in someone's home or if you're at your home, when you eat, then you should always praise that food. You will say that if it's good only, then we will say, if it's not, then also we should do it. Even if you don't like it, still it should be appreciated. Guruji used to say, when I used to study, my teacher said that I bought paratha and vegetables from home and I ate it. And the the vegetables were of bitter god, and it was so bitter. And after 10 minutes, the teacher came and said that, how do you like it? So he said, although I found it bitter, but still I said it's very good. Then second day he came again with the paratha and vegetable. He said that I bought it for you. Would you with it? So yesterday I ate it so bitter. But he couldn't refuse that your paratha is not good or your vegetables were bitter. He said, I just have to go and take a bath. And then he left. So any food prepared by anyone should not be disrespected or dishonored. This is what we should follow. This is what the teachers or sages teach us and is mentioned in the scriptures as well. So not only about the food. So a person is putting any effort and doing any work according to his capability, then we should appreciate them that, yeah, you're doing a good job. So you should keep on continuing. If you have a huge heart, big heart, then you should appreciate that. This is, don't we sing? So it's not that we have to sing, we should also imbibe. So we can speak this in the middle of the night also.
अन्न दिलो भाई, सही अन्नामृत पाओ और क्या, राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ। तो राधा कृष्ण के भी गुण गाओ और जिसने प्रसाद बनाया है
we should always sing the glories of Radha Krishna as well as the person who has cooked, and whatever has been cooked should also be appreciated because they have put so much effort and love. So what problem? Let me share my distress with all of you. So now we know this. So we try to imbibe it in our life. So if you go to someone's home and they offer us, and if we say, it was very good, because we can say that it's very, so then then it gets imprinted that Prabhuji likes this, and then they tell each other that this was the one dish that he liked the most. So shall I say that I don't liked it? So when we appreciate, it becomes really costly for, because everybody offers the same thing. So what I wanted to imply here, Lord is what destiny personified. So he knows that whoever cooks, they should be appreciated. So in Sumitra mother's home, he was fed, and Ramji didn't appreciated it. And when he didn't do, then a person has cooked, asked, how did you like it? Let me say specifically that if someone asks you, that implies that he wants to know, that you should tell that I have liked it. Otherwise, why is he asking? Then with closed eyes, you should just say that this was good. So Mother Sumitra asked, Raghav, how was the food? Ramji said, it was good, but this was there in Sumitra mother's heart, and in the second day, Kikkai mother invited, and she also cooked nicely. they all ate and everybody ate, but he didn't
तब कई कई माता ने
pray
सोचा,
or said anything
राघव भोजन कैसा
in
लगा?
appreciation. So she also asked, how was the food? He said, good,
लेकिन यहाँ
but.
पर भी आ गए,
So here also there was this
फिर
but.
कौशल्या माता ने बनाया।
Then Mother
कौशल्या
Kaushalya
माता तो राम
cooked.
जी की जननी है,
She is the mother of Lord Shri Ram. So she
ભરથું
made
રોટલા બનાવ્યા,
bhakri.
ભરથું ઓળો બનાવ્યો, ઘરમાં તો એવું જ હોય ને, બહાર
So
જઈએ તો કેવું મળે,
it's like,
પીઝા ને પાસ્તા ને એવું બધું,
but when you go out, you get pizza and pasta, but at home,
શાયદ
they
ये अच्छा लगे।
she made traditional food that maybe he will like this.
तो कौशल्या माता ने कहा कि बेटा
So Mother Kaushalya said,
राघव
oh
भोजन
Raghav,
कैसा
my
लगा?
son,
हाँ?
how was the food? He said,
लेकिन
good,
यहाँ
mother,
ये
but.
पूछने
So
की
she
किसी
said,
की हिम्मत नहीं हो रही,
but nobody was able to ask about what
तो
this
घर
but
हो गए।
is all about.
फिर आगे गोस्वामी तुलसीदास
So
जी
then he
बताते
went
हैं
home.
कि घर
Then
में राघव
later
को
Tulsidas ji
भोजन नहीं
says
मिला,
that
फिर
he was
आगे
not
वो कहते
satisfied.
हैं गुरु
So
गृह
further it is said he
जा
went
सके,
to
कि
Guru Griha.
गुरु के घर पर
So he went
अरुंधति,
to the home
गुरु
of
माता
his
कौन है?
spiritual master,
अरुंधति,
and who is
अरुंधति
his
माता, और
Guru
वशिष्ठ जी
Maya,
को बुलाया
that
गया,
is
कई दिनों
Arundhati.
के बाद
Vishishji
मेरे
has invited that
आश्रम
you
में
have came
आए
after so
भोजन
long,
के
so
लिए।
you should come to my hermitage and have some food at my
तो
place.
गुरु जी के वहां गए,
So he went
अरुंधति
there.
माता ने बनाया भोजन, राम जी ने
Arundhati
खाया,
mother has cooked and Ramji took it,
मानो
ate
राज
it.
राज रजवाड़े का भोजन अच्छा नहीं लगा तो
So
आश्रम का
he
भोजन,
didn't
कई बार ऐसा होता
like
है,
the food
हमारे
of the
मधुसूदन पंडित जी
kingdom,
पूछा है,
and
नहीं नहीं अब ये ना,
the
अब ये
food
बच्चे लोग
of
अच्छा अच्छा खा के थक गए
cottage will
हैं,
be more.
अब
So
मटर पनीर अच्छा
mother,
खाते हैं।
like sometimes
एक
I
दिवस
have
के આપણે
get tired of all
ઘી
this good
ચોખ્ખું
food
ખાઈએ,
now.
પેલા પાપડ
I
બનાવતા
will
નથી આવતું,
eat something
તો
simple like khichdi or
मूड बदलते
khichdi.
रहता है बंदे का, तो शायद राम जी का मूड कुछ ऐसा
So
होगा, तो
maybe
गिरधर
Ramji
प्रभु
was
ने
in this mood.
आश्रम में खिचड़ी खिलाई।
So he ate
अरुंधति माता ने
khichdi,
कहा राघव भोजन कैसा है?
and
ठीक है।
Arundhati mother asked, how was it? He said, good, but.
फिर प्रिय सदन,
Then
प्रिय
Priya Sadan
मतलब अयोध्या में राम जी के
in
प्रिय,
Ayodhya, there was
बहुत
someone
बहुत
who
सारे लोग
was.
होते ना, सबने अपने घर पर बुलाया,
So everybody
वो खा
invited
लिया,
Lord Sri Ram.
राम जी को अच्छा नहीं लगा,
Wherever he
फिर
go,
अंत में
Ramji didn't
शास्त्र
like
में
it. And
देखते हैं
at the
कि
end,
प्रिय
he
सदन से
went to
ससुराल
his
से निमंत्रण
in-laws' home.
आया। हाँ हाँ,
He got an invitation from his
बाकी सब जगह
in-laws.
बंदे को आनंद मिले न मिले, ससुराल में तो जहाँ सेवा होती है, जमाई
Whether
होता
he
है,
enjoys anywhere or
वहाँ
not, but
स्वागत
in
होता है।
the in-laws'
तो
home, he enjoys because
बहुत सारे
he's
लोगों को
welcomed
लेकर
so well.
जनकपुर में पहुंचे,
So Ramji,
और
along with his
जनक जी के वहां
acquaintances,
तो हमने
went
क्या
to
कितने
the
सालों
home
के
of
बाद गए
Janakji.
थे,
And after so many years, he
बहुत
has
सुंदर
returned
सुंदर
to
पकवान
Janakji's home.
बना और राम जी को
So
खिलाया,
there were beautiful, beautiful meals that were prepared for
और
him.
सब लोगों की नजर राम जी के ऊपर थी कि चलो हमारे घर
And
पर तो अनुमोदन नहीं किया,
everybody
ससुराल में तो
was
अनुमोदन
eyes were
कर लिया
fixed
है।
that
આપણે
he
ત્યાં
hasn't praised
પોતાના
anyone, but at least he will
પોતાના બાપાને
praise at the
પ્રેમથી ન
in-laws.
બોલાવે, લેકિન
So
પોતાના સસરાને
today's
પપ્પા,
world, they'll not address their
મમ્મી,
father
મમ્મી,
with love, but they
આપણે
will
ત્યાં
address their
બાપાને
in-laws with
પાણી હારે
so
બોલાવે
much
છે આ દીકરો,
affection.
તો अपने माता पिता को इतना प्रेम से नहीं, ससुराल वाले से जितना,
So the
और इसमें
attachment
किसी
or
का
the
दोष
love,
नहीं, ये
affection
कलयुग ही ऐसा
with
है।
which
कागभूषण जी
they
गरुड़
address
को बोला
their
कि गरुड़ कलयुग कैसा
in-laws
है?
is great. So Kakushandiji told
ससुरारी
Garuji, how is the
प्यारी
Sasural?
लगी जब ते,
How will be the Kali Yuga? And he says,
ससुरारी प्यारी लगी जब ते, ससुरारी प्यारी लगी जब ते, रिपुरूप कुटुंब भयो तब ते, रिपुरूप कुटुंब भयो तब ते। ससुराली ससुरारी पियारी लगी, ससुराल बहुत प्यारा लगेगा
when
और
the in-laws
दुश्मन जैसा लगेगा, ये कलयुग
look
है।
well and
So
or
actually
well-wishers
हमें
and
ससुराल
our
में
own
जाकर
family
किसी
members
प्रिय
look
सर
like
की दर्शन नहीं,
enemies.
बहुत सुंदर
So
भोजन
everybody was
तो
waiting
कोई
that
नहीं मिला,
Ramji will appreciate
लेकिन
at least
राम जी
the
ने यहाँ
food
पर भी
prepared
कुछ नहीं
by
कहा,
the in-laws, but here also he didn't say anything.
और अब सीता जी से नहीं
And
रहा
now
गया।
Mother
पति
Sita could not
पूछे के
tolerate
सामने
anymore.
कृष्ण बोले, पत्नी
He
पूछे
doesn't
तो
say
न बोले।
anything, then he might keep mute and nobody reacts. But if he doesn't
सीता ने
react
बोला कि आप
or
सती हो
responds to
करके
wife,
तो मैं
then
देख
that
रही
is
हूँ कि आप किसी के
not
वहाँ अनुमोदन
acceptable. So Sitaji says that you just eat and you leave without saying anything. So what is the dearth of food in our home? So why are you doing like this? You're not appreciating the food. What is the problem? Are we not cooking properly? Is there any shortcoming or failure? Then Lord Sri Ram replies, Har griya sadan sasure bhai jab jahan par naai. So in all these places I got good meals, but so you all have used all your strength to cook for me, to make me satisfied and happy, but during this exile, the the tasted berries of Shabri and what the mellow I got or the sweetness I can't find in any of the food you all have prepared. So you all wanted to know. So this is the truth. So whatever you're cooking together, it doesn't have that taste that was there in the berries that were tasted by Mother Shabri. He broke the principle, but he also portrayed in front of the world that I broke this principle and I ate the berries by Shabri, but I got the mellow which I can't find in any of you who have been following the rules and regulation. To the 9 limbs of devotional service, she was at the stage of bhava and prema, and because of that, I found it fellowful, tasteful. So it implies we should follow the rules and regulation, but along with that, gradually we should try to increase our mellow because the Lord accepts the mellows or the rasa. So such Mother Shabri is being counseled about the 9 limbs of bhakti, and we are listening about the first limb.
भक्ति संतन कर संगा प्रथम भगति संतन कर संगा दूसर रति मम कथा प्रसंगा दूसर रति मम कथा प्रसंगा. So Shabari.
So, oh Shabri, first limb of devotional service is Santanaha Kar Sangha. So the first limb is to associate with devotees or exalted stalwart devotees. So we have been discussing this since last 2 days. So the first limb is to associate with stalwart devotees of the Lord, and it's not a singular term but a plural. So we should associate with as many sages and saintly souls as we can. But the question here arises that who is a sant or a saint? Whom shall we consider as a saint? So there are two things. If we want to become a saint, so what are the qualities we should imbibe? So I'm just talking about myself. So I won't be able to be a saint, but by looking at these qualities, but if we just associate with such saint, then that also will be very, very useful. And the first limb of bhakti will be performed. So how are we going to recognize a saintly soul? So Lord Sri Ram was telling Narad Muni, and we were listening, that who has all these qualities is a saint. So Naradji was told by Lord Sri Ram till yesterday. Yesterday we discussed the saint is the one who doesn't want to listen to his glories, and if they're sitting in an assembly, they're unable to refuse. And if someone praises them, then they become really, really ashamed. By listening to their own glories, they become ashamed. So I remember Rahim ji at this point. So I'm speaking on this word. So he was very rich. Don't think that he was poor. So Rahimji was very, very wealthy and opulent. And every morning he used to perform great charity every morning. Brahmanas used to come and he used to give wealth. But when he used to do it, he never looked at the eyes of the recipient of this donation. And Kali Yuga, it is reverse. So when we do some charity, we show it to everyone. But for us, it's reverse. So he was unable to see it. So he never used to meet the recipient's eyes. So it was happening every day because he was from a kingly family, royal family. So he was doing so much charity. So someone asked that you're doing such a good thing. You are doing such a great charity. Then why do you keep your eyes and face down? But he replied, he said, whatever I'm giving, the giver is the Lord, Ram or Krishna. So he's the one who is giving because he's the one who is giving. So someone has given and I'm giving it to you and you are appreciating me. That means so somebody else has given it, Lord has given it to me and I'm giving it, I'm just an instrument. Then the Lord should be appreciated and you're appreciating me that Rahimji has given me. So I feel so guilty that I'm giving something that doesn't belong to me and I'm getting appreciated, praised for no matter or reason. So I'm giving this wealth of the Lord to his devotees. So what is my participation here? But still people keep on praising me. So I feel guilty conscious and that people are appreciating me. And therefore he never used to open his eyes while giving. So while listening to their praises, they become bashful. So for us, a saint is our master. So whom you have seen, that only you will imagine. So His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj's letter is with me. In those days, he was in UK, London, and he wrote a letter by the mercy of Divya Krishna Prabhu. This letter, I got it, and that letter is in a vault. And Guru Maharaj has written with his own hands. So what he has written, I am in UK. By the order of my spiritual master, I am preaching Bhagavatam, but my heart is always in Vrindavan. And I remember all of you. After a few days, there will be a Vyas Puja, and I've heard that you're going to celebrate it. So he's writing to his disciple, I request at your lotus feet, please don't celebrate my Vyasa Puja. And if you don't accept my, and you want to celebrate, then don't gather more than 10 people. So this personal letter written by Guru Maharaj, this is the greatest asset that I have and I've kept in the world. So imagine his bashfulness. So we are so much engrossed in likes, follows, etc. that more and more people should join. But a great sage is always bashful. They don't want to listen to their glories. There is
अभी मैं उनका नाम लूंगा है इस सभा में तो फिर वो लॉग आउट हो जाएंगे तो मुझे उसको निकालना नहीं है तो ऐसा स्वभाव भी हरि भक्तों में होता है तो एक
so
स्वभाव
this is the behavior of a great devotee. But this is a good thing. So this is the sign of a great saint. That on listening to their glories, they become bashful. They become reserved. By listening to the glories of others, they become very, very happy, excited. So this is the behavior of a saint. And then some, that is, they are equanimous towards everyone. They treat everyone equally. Then Sheetal, they are very, very calm. Nahi dhyan nahi niti. So it might happen that they leave to love someone. They might not be merciful to someone, but the saint will never leave the principles of religiosity. So even if they don't give love or didn't care for, but they will never be wrongful in their principles of religiosity. Aniti. So what is niti? Half of us don't even know. The life should be followed on some principles, and in the worst case, leave being merciful, love, and but he will never leave these principles, and he will not get down from that level. That is a saint. And that is what Lord Sri Ram is telling Narad Muni, that a sage is calm and equanimous, and they never leave principles, and they are very simple-hearted. So yesterday we had an audience with a saint. Throughout we were discussing this point. So did you saw yesterday? Radha Raman Swamiji was here and he was saying, I came here, Ajit Bhai's home. What do you call this yantra? So what is this instrument for? So he said, this is iPad. I said, iPad. So how simple he is. Even a child today knows that this is an iPad or this is a mobile or a laptop. But that is the simplicity, that is the sign of a great saint.
तो ये हैं सरल स्वभाव ऐसे गुणों को हमें देखने चाहिए खोजने चाहिए
So we should try to find out these qualities, and these signify their piety, purity. So this simple behavior, and they have affection towards everyone. Preeti means affection. And then further, he adds, Ramji has given a huge list, and he says, Jap tap brat dam sanjam nema. A sage is always busy. They are always engaged. What they do? Jap, that is chanting. Tap is austerity. Vrat is fasting. Observing Ekadashi or appearance and disappearance of great sages, acharyas, etc. Dam is to control. Niyam means they follow some principles. So they're tied by that. Although a sage can be tied. I think that he agrees with me, but he doesn't. This is my experience. If they come to him, that now they are ours, we can contact them. But that's not the case. So they are not tied, but by anything, but they tie themselves in the principles of following or performing devotional service towards the Lord. So a sage has love towards a spiritual master, Lord, and Brahmanas. And he has firm faith. He has this attitude of forgiving others. Maitri, he is friendly. He considers everybody to be his friend. Doesn't think that, oh, this is my disciple, this is consider himself as friend. His Holiness Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj used to say, my Shiksha Guru is Hanuman Poddarji. And I resided in Gita Vatika for many, many years. And I used to get knowledge from him. Thousands of people used to write letters to him and used to meet him, including me. And that is what Maharaj used to say. That I was also included in that list. We used to say that you guide us, you engage us in devotional service, then you should initiate us and you should accept us as your disciple. Lakhs and lakhs of people used to request that you should become a spiritual master because we all follow you. In his whole life, he never accepted this position of a bona fide spiritual master. So, what is our relationship? He said, I could be your friend. I consider me your brother. Therefore, he was always referred to as Bhai Shri. He got a designation of Bhai Shri. He never accepted the position of a spiritual master. He always accepted others as a friend. Although he has worked so hard, but this is the humility of a great saint. So here, Ramji says, Shraddha, Shama, Maitri, Daya, that is mercy. So they are merciful to others. Mudita, Mamupad Priti, Amaya. Mudita means they're always happy. So yesterday also I said that they always remain happy. Mamupad Priti. Ramji says they have great affection towards the lotus feet of the Lord and Amaya. And they are not bonded by the external potency that is Maya of the Lord. Then Virati Vivek Vinay Vigyana. Virati, that is renunciation. Vivek is wisdom. What should we do? What should we not? How to deal? When to. So that intelligence and wisdom is there in a saint. They are humble. Yeah. They're not only knowledgeable, but they have applied that knowledge in their lives. They have imbibed them in their lives. That is called Vigyan. Then Bodh, Jatharat Ved Purana. A saint has the knowledge of elements and he has he knows the actual purpose of those Vedic scriptures. So in this world, there are so many people, they read the Vedic scriptures, etc., but they get entangled in other places that they are unable to understand the essence, the conclusion. So they understand the essence, and the essence is to love Lord Hari and to chant his holy names. Dambh मान मद करहि na kao. So they are never proud, nor they are hypocrites. Do you know what is this dump? Dump is what you don't have, you show. Although we are not a devotee, but we present ourselves that after Vyas, Shukdev, this will be the person. Iska. So that is hypocrisy. So they are devoid of hypocrisy. Inwardly and outwardly they are same. Then one, they don't have any pride. Mad, that is, they don't have any jealousy or envy towards other, and they never go on a wrong path. So if it is, then how is their life?
सदा ममलीला हे तू रहित परहित रतशीला मुनि सुनु साधुन के गुण जेते कही न सकही सारद श्रुति ते संत करते क्या है?
So what does a saint do? So all these qualities are in the saints, but what is their activity? So they have only one activity, Gavahi Sunahi Sada Mam Leela. Ramji says they always sing and listen to the pastimes constantly, eternally. Hetu Rahit Parhat Rat Leela. And without any ulterior motive, without any selfish motive, they are merciful on others. And now he tells Naradji, Muni Suni Sadhu Nake Gunjate. Oh Narad Muni, whatever qualities are there in the saint, so the qualities of a saint can't be counted or said. What? Sarad is Mother Saraswati, the goddess of education or knowledge, and all the Shrutis can count the qualities of a saint. Then how can I enumerate the qualities of a saint? So the first limb of devotion is to associate with exalted, stalwart devotees of the Lord. So sometimes it so happens, because of work, engagement, etc., when we see a saint, they get agitated, irritated, and they shout that you don't have any work, you are a burden on this society, you should work, you just roam here and there. So earlier people used to work on the farms. So once a farmer has started from his home, he has worked hard or plowed in the farm. So he didn't got the results, so he was disturbed. And on the way he met a saint. And already he was agitated and he saw a saint and he said, Hari. And he lost his control. He said, what? You don't have any other work rather than just chanting? Whole day you just chant and you roam the world. So he had a flowing cart and he had worked so hard in the field and he didn't got the results. So he got so agitated on this end that you don't have any other work. See, I am a farmer. I have plowed my field, Do you work anything? The saint replied perfectly. Just listen cautiously. He said, yeah, even I work. What work you do? Even I do farming. So what farming do you do? So he beautifully replied, so I have this plow, but I don't see any plow in your hands. Then the sage replied, my plow is my wisdom, and by that I plow the farms. And then the farmer said that you need a bull and a plow that I have. So where are your bulls? He said, I do farming, and my plow is my wisdom, and two bulls are control and renunciation. So by these two bills, I attaching my renunciation and wisdom, then I put the seeds. Then the farmer became little less agitated, and he said that from where do you get the seeds? Then the sage beautifully replied, the seeds I have are of three types. That is ahimsa, non-violence; prem, that is love; and karuna is mercy. So I just put these seeds from the flow of wisdom, self-control and renunciation's bull, and the seeds of non-violence, love and mercy, I plow the fields. So he says we have to water the fields. If the rain comes, only then we get the plants to grow. Then he asks, what is your water? Then the sage replies that by doing this, knowingly or unknowingly, whatever good or bad work I've done, by remembering them, when I atone my sins and when my tears drop at that time, those are the water by which I nourish the plants or the seedlings. So the tears of atonement is the water by which I farm the land.
अहिंसा, प्रेम और करुणा के बीज बोकर इस आंखों के प्रायश्चित के अश्रु से मैं पानी का सिंचन करता हूं. किसान ने कहा, अब किसान पूरा
Then the farmer replied, so what farming do you do? Then the saint replied that when I do the farming like this, then I get the fruit of patience, bliss, and love. The love manifests. So the last question the farmer asked is, whatever I grow in my on my farms, whatever I eat, and the rest I sell, what do you do with your fruits? He says that this fruit of patience and love, I eat and I distribute to others.
मैं बिखराऊं गली गली. सो मैं इस प्रकार से हम भी साधु को कम मत मानना. कुछ साधु कलयुगी ऐसे हैं.
So there are some saints in Kali who make great they just focus on their body, but a hard work that a saint performs, nobody else do that.
बहुत सुंदर, मुझे ये बहुत अच्छा उत्तर लगा कि विवेक रूपी हल से संयम और वैराग्य रूपी बैल को जोड़कर अहिंसा, प्रेम और करुणा के बीज बोकर प्रायश्चित के आंसू रूपी जल डालकर मैं प्रेम की फसल करता हूं और वह प्रेम खाता हूं और जगत को खिलाता हूं, इसका प्रचार करता हूं, लोगों को देता हूं।
So I reap the fruits of love and I distribute freely to others. So all the qualities that Ramji has described of a saint, such qualities, whether we may or may not have, we might not be expert or perfect in that. We might not be able to become such a saint, but the sages who are such, at least we should associate with them. If we do at least that much, then we will be able to perform the first limb of bhakti. So some people might say that Ramji has said so many things, and I've admired. Even Bharatji asked, when Bharatji asked, he beautifully describes the qualities of a saint. But if I if you ask me in one sentence how to test a saint or understand him in few words, how are we going to identify him? Then if you see four qualities in a saint, then you should associate with them. His eyes should have nectar. They should not have conceit, deceit, lust, or greed. And their speech should be truthful and sweetness. And in their heart, they should be practical. You should see love in them and their behavior. You should see the values of the principles of religiosity. And such a saint, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not once but thrice he has said, Sadhu Sang, Dadu Sang, Sadhu Sang, that is association of a saintly soul. So if we associate with such a saintly soul for even a moment, then you will be able to get a huge benefit. Sometimes people say, every Saturday, Sunday, we go to the temple to have devotee association. You might be doing something else. Had you been doing devotee association, then you will have a different face altogether. So you sit in a devotee association and you just talk about others. Is that a devotee association? So who is a saint? First, we should understand that. Then even a half moment with such a devotee will revolutionize our lives. So we should associate with such sages. That is the first limb of devotional service, which Ramji has revealed to Mother Shabri. So I want to share another pastime when Ramji came back to Ayodhya. So in his kingly assembly, he told everyone, you can ask any question that you want. So everybody speaks according to their nature. So Hanumanji asked, how should we perform the bhakti of servitude? So when Bharatji was to ask his question in in regard to Bharatji, Ramji has said that you won't find any greater saint like Bharat. If you want to choose a character, then for a saint, that will be Bharat. Why? Ramji has said there is no other saint like him. And the sages of Prayag has said throughout their lives, we have performed devotional service, we have performed sadhana, and what is the benefit that we got? That yesterday we met Ram, Lakshman, and Sita ji. So the performing austerity and sadhana for the whole night, I got the benefit of Lord Sri Ram and Lakshman and Sita, and having an audience with him. The benefit was that we got an audience with a saint like you. This is the category of his saintliness. And such Bharat asked his brother, I don't expect anything from you. Was told that you're a saint. Then he said, what is the definition of a saint? And along with that, who is the one who is unsaintly or not a saint. So just tell parallelly who is what. So in context of Narad Muni, it was told in one way, but here in context of Bharaji, he will tell in two ways. So we will discuss this tomorrow. You have been listening with great patience, Ella. And please continue. So we are still stuck on the first limb of the Bhakti. So I can conclude in 9 minutes, but you all are senior listeners, so I am trying to go deeper and deeper to understand it. So I'm really grateful to all of you. You have been listening with patience, and I especially want to thank with the pure heart the organizer of this katha, the saintly Yogesh Bhai from Nairobi. So this we are moving slow, so I hope it doesn't bother you. We are going in great detail. Thank you. And I want to thank Naveen Bhai, Shobha Ben. I'm thankful to all of you. Please keep on listening to the Katha. So let's conclude the third day session with Jai Jaikar.
भागवतम महापुराण की, श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान